if we look to the answer as to why for so many years we achieved so much, prospered as no other people on earth, it was because here in this land we unleashed the energy and individual genius of man to a greater extent than has ever been done before. Freedom and the dignity of the individual have been more available and assured here than in any other place on earth. The price for this freedom at times has been high, but we have never been unwilling to pay that price. Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look. The sloping hills of Arlington National Cemetery, with its row upon row of simple white markers bearing crosses or stars of David, they add up to only a tiny fraction of the price that has been paid for our freedom. Each one of those markers is a monument to the kind of hero I spoke of earlier. Their lives ended in places called Belleau Wood, the Argonne, Omaha Beach, Salerno, and halfway around the world on Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Pork Chop Hill, the Chosin Reservoir, and in 100 rice paddies and jungles of a place called Vietnam. Under one such marker lies a young man, Martin Treptow, who left his job in a small-town barber shop in 1917 to go to France with the famed Rainbow Division. There on the Western Front, he was killed trying to carry a message between battalions under heavy artillery fire. We're told that on his body was found a diary. On the flyleaf, under the heading, My Pledge, he had written these words: America must win this war. Therefore I will work, I will save, I will sacrifice, I will endure. I will fight cheerfully and do my utmost as if the issue of the whole struggle depended on me alone. We must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. It is a weapon that we as Americans do have. Let that be understood by those who practice terrorism and prey upon their neighbors. As for the enemies of freedom, those who are potential adversaries, they will be reminded that peace is the highest aspiration of the American people. We will negotiate for it, sacrifice for it. We will not surrender for it now or ever. We are Americans.
God bless America. And God bless the heroes that could not be here. The show is dedicated to each and every one who has laid down their lives in order to be able to give us the opportunity, the luxury, and the sovereign right to be able to do things just like this. This is going to be a different show. It's going to be a little bit more serious. But I feel like, it's prudent that we remember why we are here. And that is what the show is about. Now, if somebody wants me to sing a certain song or do a certain skit or get a certain puppet out, great. But I do have a very, very dedicated set list to Memorial Day today. Let's go ahead and welcome everybody in here from all across all three chat platforms that are currently being broadcast this special. We got our good friend FKHC 2005 on YouTube, hailing first. A pleasure to see you, Lord of the First, Tim the Enchanter. We got Baxo Jays coming in on the Green Machine. I think he's actually triple dipping. It's good to see you, sir. Welcome to tonight's program. Good to see Steffi also triple dipping. Thank you, my dear. Thank you for the viewership and the coverage. Kay Show as well. Let's see here. We got Steffi over there at Twitch as well. It seems everybody's triple dipping. Good to see Fox Hills here. Hail to you. Long time no see. Hopefully you're not killing yourself too much. Hopefully you're not, super busy. But it's good to see you. Good to see you. We got Warwavo here. Hail to you. Dang, my throat hurts. Yeah, you went long. You committed to the bit. I'm proud of you, dude. You went long. It takes time, especially with a voice like that. So well done. Well earned. High marks. Gap After Dark. Hail to you, my friend. We got, of course, Sig Paulson, Archpriest of the Church of the Squid, interred in the fishbowl, in the castle, in the hollow earth, in the hole in the bottom of the sea. Say that 3 times fast. Good to see Alice Lovely in the house. Stephen Tom Berry. God bless America. God bless America indeed. Thank you, sir. We got Wallace Lang. Hail to you. Welcome to tonight's program. Indeed. And hail to Lieutenant Garantino. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got Sig Valdison says, it makes you wonder why they gave their lives when you see people like Hassan Piker and our educational system turning out to be commies. Well, that is the ever marching stride of time. Is over time people get comfortable and people don't appreciate things anymore like they used to. It's good to see you, Fox. It's glad to have you here. We got Caleb and Levine in the house. Hail to you. Welcome to tonight's program. Thank you for hanging out. And I believe that's gotten everyone. Good to see you, Alice. How you been, hon? How you been? Good to see you. Who is calling me in this dread hour of the day? Did I miss a phone call for some cockamamie reason? Oh, Lord. Come on, you stupid phone. Will you function somewhat today? Jesus, come on. Exit. Well, we'll be right back as we deal with an erroneous device. So we'll see you in just a second. And we are back, and I'm hoping that my telephone is now working to capacity. Special shout out to our good friend Sig Valdison for the generous 5 spot. Thank you, sir. Good to see Cody here. Warrevo says, thank you to all the brave men and women who served. Absolutely. And Baxo J says, I didn't call. Absolutely. Good to see Cody in the house as well. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Indeed, God bless America. All gave some gave all. We remember that the fallen on Memorial Day, absolutely, and this is dedicated to them. Thunderstorms here tonight. Hail all! Don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, that is the metric. It's the only metric that the YouTube channel has, quite frankly, to let people know that people enjoy this content, even though the evil corporations that lord their massive hammers over us, demonetizing the small guys because they just happen to be impressionists and puppeteers and don't show their ugly mugs on the air. Thank you so much, Jake Who's Don. Appreciate it. All right. YouTube. No, there's a saying. There's a saying, and I'm going to quote Wes Cagle here, that YouTube sucks the sweat off of a dead man's balls. And quite frankly, thinking about you, West. Hopefully you're having a good Memorial Day. Hope everybody out there is remembering their lost loved ones. I'm sure there's a lot of people, a lot of military families that we cater to here in our variety hours and our entertainment. And just know that our prayers go with you, and we thank each and every one of us. Each and every one of us thank you, and the people that have done what their sovereign duties, that have laid down their lives. We thank each and every one of you. So our opening tune for tonight is not the national anthem, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm not Mariah Carey, so don't expect too much vibratos with this one. This is a classic, though. America the Beautiful. The entire song, not the studio cut, so I apologize again. There you go. Thank you, Steph. I think you're the only one chilling out over there on the Twitch side of things, which is perfectly fine. He wasn't a veteran, but goddammit, we miss you, Kyle Busch. May be indefinite monsters in heaven. Oh, Lord of mercy. All right. See if I remember. It's been a while since I've sung this. I think the last time I sung it was last year for Veterans Day. So, yeah, because I skipped 4th of July, I think. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, bum, 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 and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for pilgrim feet who stirred in passion stress, a thoroughfare for freedom beat across the wilderness. America, America, God mend thine every flaw. Confirm thy soul in self-control, thy liberty in law. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country love, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain define. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for halcyon skies, for amber waves of grain, and purple mountain majesties above enameled plains. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, till souls wax fair as earth and air, and music hearted seas. Oh, beautiful for pilgrim feet, bearing in passion stress a thorough, well-traveled beat across the wilderness. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, till paths be brought through wilds of thought by pilgrim foot and knee. Oh, beautiful for glory tale of liberating strife, when once and twice for man's avail men lavished precious life. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, till selfish gain no longer strain the banner of the free. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream, what sees beyond the years. Thine alabaster's cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, till nobler men keep once again thy whiter jubilee. Absolutely. Salute to my dad, says Fox Hills. Yes. I know this is serious and beautiful, and it is, but it also makes me want to don a special cape. I'm sure you want the turkey. Hail to AJ Star Hiker in the chat. Good to see you, dear. I'm sure if I don't get the turkey out now, she'll be asking for the turkey. Give me a second. Where'd I put the bloody thing? There you go. We'll give you the turkey, Steph. Okay, all right, just calm down. You want the turkey? We'll give you the turkey. Good to see AJ Stark here, Hiker. How you doing? There she is. There's Amanda. She says, it's really something that this is the first time I've heard the entire song. Same with the national anthem. You introduced me to the full version of that too. Well, back then people had more time to sing because, people's noses weren't in phones. And, electricity was a luxury of the select few, much less. And hail to Daniel Berry Sports Highlights out there. Happy Memorial Day to you as well. Please don't. Oh, yes. She's going to get the turkey. She's going pretty good. Spent the weekend with my family. How was it? How was your trip? Was it good? I certainly hope it was. And we're happy to have you all here today. And I'm glad that everyone's having a good time. And yeah. So, I suppose the next order on the docket is a little speech. Now, this speech, it's one of my favorite speeches to orate. It's one of my favorite speeches to read. It is the speech General Patton gave the Third Army before Operation Overlord, and it's definitely one for the books. It's a speech that I read usually on days such as this, like Memorial Day or Veterans Day, or occasionally the 4th of July. So for the select few that are still around, I know that that's few and far between, as World War II has definitely went and gone for almost a century now, almost a century to the day, if you can believe it. Like we're getting ever closer to World War II, and we only have a little less than 10 years. We're looking close, almost about 5 years before we get to the centennial event. Where World War II sprang up in Europe. That's shocking to think about, that it has been 100 full cycles around our parent star since those times. But it is drawing ever closer, and it makes you wonder, makes you think about the inevitability of life, the temporary goings on, the petty squabbling that mankind has done in the past. Looks like my chat is having some issues connecting and disconnecting. My connection seems to be kind of crap tonight. Yeah. Well, if you look there, you can also see that it too is, well, that's right. I got the overlay on. It too is acting a bit wonky. I figured there's going to be some internet flubs and some internet issues going through tonight because of the rarities that are happening. My grandfather was a mechanic for the Army Air Corps. He was lucky that he stayed stateside. So he was working on the planes long before the Air Force. Hell, long before the Texas Air National Guard. For no, I had to do a little ribbing. That's a little ribbing towards. So those guys are just as important as everybody else in the military. So let's go ahead and get this here. And this is General Patton's speech to the Third Army. And it goes a little bit like this. Be seated. Men, all the stuff you hear about America not wanting to fight, wanting to stay out of the war, is a lot of horse dung. Americans love to fight. All real Americans love the sting and clash of battle. When you were kids, you all admired the champion marble shooter, the fastest runner, the big league ball players, and the toughest boxers. Americans love a winner and will not tolerate a loser. Americans play to win all the time. I wouldn't give a hoot in hell for a man who lost and laughed. That's why Americans have never lost and will never lose a war. The very thought of losing is hateful to America. Battle is the most significant competition in which man can indulge. It brings out all the best and it removes all that is base. You are all not going to die. Only 2% of you right here today will be killed in a major battle. Every man is scared at his first action. And if he says he's not, he's a goddamn liar. But the real hero is a man who fights even though he's scared. Some men will get over the fright in a minute under fire. Some take an hour. For some, it takes days. But the real man never lets his fear of death overpower his honor, his sense of duty to his country, and his innate manhood. Although your army career, you men have bitched about what you call this chicken shit drilling, that is all for a purpose. To ensure instant obedience to orders and to create constant alertness. This must be bred into every soldier. I don't give a fuck for a man who is not always on his toes, but the drilling has made veterans out of you men. You are ready. A man has to be alert at all times if he expects to keep on breathing. If not, some German son of a bitch will sneak up behind him and beat him to death with a sock full of shit. There are 400 neatly marked graves in Sicily, all because one man went to sleep on the job, but they were German graves, because we caught the bastard asleep before his officer did. An army is a team. It lives, eats, sleeps, and fights as a team. This individual hero stuff is bullshit. The bileless bastards who write that stuff for the Saturday Evening Post don't know any more about real battle than they do about fucking. Now, we have the finest food and equipment, the best spirit, and the best men in the world. You know, by God, I actually pity these poor bastards we're going up against. By God, I do. All the real heroes are not the storybook combat fighters. Every single man in the Army plays a vital role. So don't ever let up. Don't ever think that your job is unimportant. What if every truck driver decided that he didn't like the whine of the shells and turned yellow and jumped headlong into a ditch? That cowardly bastard could say to himself, hell, they won't miss me. Just one man in thousands. What if every man said that? Where in the hell would we be then? No, thank God, Americans don't say that. Every man does his job, and every man is important. The ordnance men are needed to supply the guns. The quartermaster is needed to bring up the food and clothes for us because we're going there is going to be a hell of a lot to steal. Every last damn man in the mess hall, even the one who boils the water to keep us from getting the GI shits, has a job to do. Each man must think not only for himself, but think of his buddy fighting alongside him. We don't want yellow cowards in the Army. They should be killed off like flies. If not, they will go back home after the war, goddamn cowards, and breed more cowards. The brave men breed more men. Kill off the goddamn cowards, and we'll have a nation of brave men. One of the bravest men I saw in the African campaign was on a telegraph pole in the midst of furious fire while we were moving towards Tunis. I stopped and I asked him what the hell he was doing up there. He answered, fixing the wires, sir. Isn't it a little unhealthy to be up there right now, I asked. Yes, sir, but this goddamn wire has to be fixed. I asked, don't those planes strafing the road bother you? And he answered, no, sir, but you sure as hell do. Now, there was a real soldier, a real man, a man who was devoted all he had to his duty. No matter how great the odds, no matter how seemingly insignificant his duty appeared at the time. And you should have seen the trucks on the road to Gabe's. Those drivers were magnificent. All day and night, they crawled along these son of a bitch roads, never stopping, never deviating from their course, with shells bursting all around them. Many of the men drove over 40 consecutive hours. We got through good old American guts. These were not combat men, but they were soldiers with a job to do. They were part of a team. Without them, the fight would have been lost. Sure, we all want to go home. We want to get this war over with, but you can't win a war lying down. The quickest way to get it over is to get the bastards who started it. We want to get the hell over there and clean the goddamn thing up and get those purple pissing Japs. The quicker they are whipped, the quicker we go home. The shortest way home is through Berlin and Tokyo, so keep moving. And when we get to Berlin, I'm personally going to shoot that paper-hanging son of a bitch Hitler. When a man is lying in a shell hole and he just stays there all day, a Bosch will get him eventually. The hell with that. My men don't go and dig foxholes. Foxholes only slow up an offensive. Keep moving. We'll win this war, but we'll win it by only fighting and showing the Germans that we have more guts than they'll ever have. We're not just going to shoot the bastards. We're going to rip out their living goddamn guts and use them to grease the treads of our tanks. We're going to murder those lousy Hun cocksuckers by the bushel fucking basket. Some of you men are wondering whether or not you'll chicken out under fire. Don't worry about it. I'm going to assure you that you'll all do your duty. War is a bloody business, a killing business. The Nazis are the enemy. Wade into them, spill their blood, or they will spill yours. Shoot them in the guts. Rip open their belly. Within, shells are hitting on the ground and you wipe that dirt from your face and you realize it's not dirt, it's the blood and guts that was once your best friend. You'll know what to do. I don't want any messages saying I'm holding my position. We're not holding a goddamn thing. We're advancing constantly and we're not interested in holding anything except the enemy's balls. And we're going to hold him by his balls and they're going to kick him in the ass, twist his balls, and kick the living shit out of him all the time. Our plan of operation is to advance and to keep on advancing. We're going to go through enemy like shit through a tin horn. There'll be some complaints that we're pushing our people too hard. I don't give a goddamn about such complaints. I believe that an ounce of sweat will save a gallon of blood. The harder we push, the more Germans we kill. The more Germans we kill, the fewer of our men must be killed. Pushing harder means fewer casualties. I want you all to remember that. My men don't surrender. I don't want to hear any soldier under my command being captured unless he is hit. And even if you are hit, you can still fight. And that's not bullshit either. I want men like the lieutenant in Libya who, with a Luger against his chest, swept aside a gun with his hand, jerked his helmet off with the other, and busted the hell out of the Bosch with that helmet. Then he picked up the gun and he killed another German. All this time, the man had a bullet through his lung. Now that's a man for you. Don't forget, you don't know I'm here at all. No word of that fact is to be mentioned in any letters. The world is not supposed to know what the hell they did with me. I'm not supposed to be commanding this army. I'm not even supposed to be in England. Let the bastards to find out be the goddamn Germans. And someday, I want them to rise up in their piss-soaked hind legs and howl, "Ach, it's the goddamn army with that son of a bitch Patton again!" Then, there's one thing you men will be able to say when the war is over and you get back home. 30 years from now, and you're sitting by your fireside and your grandson's on your knee and he asks, "What did you do in the Great World War II?" You won't have to cough and say, "Well, your granddaddy shoveled shit in Louisiana." No, sir. You can look him straight in the eye and say, "Son, your granddaddy rode with the Great Third Army with a son of a goddamn bitch named George Patton." All right, you sons of bitches, you know how I feel. I'll be proud to lead you wonderful guys into battle anytime and anywhere. That's all. Wrong button. There you go. Good to see Tank Fair. He says, "Okay, I'm bet. A bat got in the house?" General George S. Patton was a blunt, hardcore field commander with no time for wimps. It's true. As a tanker, I approve. Yeah, buddy. It's good to see you all here tonight, and I'm glad that you're spending your time with me. I want to know from you in the chat, though, guys. What did you guys do today? What did you guys eat? Let me know in the chat, and we'll be right back after a message from the Enclave. We'll see you in a few.
This is Enclave National Broadcast, the official radio network of the United States government. Hello, America. This is your Uncle Sam speaking. And that, my friends, was a call of an American eagle. His wings may have gotten a little singed from our struck with a red menace, but like all true patriots, he's dusted himself off and is holding his head high. He's a survivor. Make no mistake. Tenacious, resourceful, and tough as they come. And now he calls for you, citizen. All across our great nation he flies and summons all brave men and women to stand as one and serve our country. America needs you. Make the choice to become part of history. Make the decision to restore our land to her former glory. Act now to enlist in the United States Enclave Armed Forces. And join your brothers and sisters in crime. United States Army, now recruiting. Be the difference. Tell them your Uncle Sam sent you.
All right, let's see what people have done. Dan Funk said he had brisket with ribs. Oh, that sounds absolutely divine. Caleb said he played baseball. There's so many American-esque things that I could say to that. But rather than be your stereo, you know what? That is America's pastime. Baseball, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Today is my son's 16th birthday. We are having all-you-can-eat homemade pizza and Parmesan bread bites. Oh, that sounds divine. That sounds absolutely divine. Steffi on the Twitch side said, no parade due to some rain, even though we had it hit in the rain before. That cleared. So we went to the beach for a while this afternoon. Went to the beach. Amanda said she went to work. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that today. And I know what kind of work you're in. And I know that there's probably certain people that were making it less than pleasant for you. Hang in there. I toasted some slices of bread and then I put peanut butter and honey on them. Fun in the bun. Fox Hills has not eaten anything yet. Well, you be sure to eat something, buddy. Go ahead and cook you something right now. We'll keep you company as your background radio. AJ Star Hiker says pancakes for breakfast, burgers for lunch, and boneless wings for dinner, and played with my niece and nephew. That sounds absolutely awesome. That is amazing. Lombardi, 1969, Death from Above. Says, greetings, and when in doubt, please push the shiny red button, the shiny candy-like button, the tempting, oversized button. Will he press it? Hail to Sakura Mita out there. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you all here today. And what can I say that hasn't been said already? Somebody had brisket and ribs. Caleb played baseball. Tank Ferret celebrated somebody's 16th birthday, his son's. Steph went to the beach. Amanda went to work. Wallace had some bread, peanut butter, and honey. Fox Hills is about to go eat. AJ Star Hiker had some fun with her niece and nephew. You all are chatting with me right now. We would be doing it in German, and it certainly wouldn't be on a, I would say, free platform, but it's YouTube. German or Russian, Chinese. If it wasn't for, the reason why we're here celebrating today. And hail to the great Mr. Eagle Flying. A quick hello and a quick click on the like button. Good to see you, sir. Welcome, welcome. I hope that you take time to rewind these. We're celebrating our freedom today and remembering those who have paid the ultimate price. I thought you'd like that. I figured you'd giggle too. Free platform. Held to Reese K9140. He says, brisket and ribs. You had me there. Yeah. Well, that's what Dan Funk had. I just had some hot dogs and hamburgers. YouTube seems to be eating my chat, says Warable. Yeah. Again, back to the free platform. Very red platform, mind you. Very red platform. But the one thing that everybody has in common is we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the brave men and women who have laid down their lives for freedom. And so let's kick up the party a little bit. America, 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 fuck yeah. Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah, America, fuck yeah. Freedom is the only way. Hey, terrorist, your game is through. Cause now you have to answer to America, fuck yeah. So lick my butt and suck on my balls, America, fuck yeah. What you gonna do when we come for you? Now it's the dream that we all share. So hope for tomorrow. McDonald's, fuck yeah. Walmart, fuck yeah. The Gap, fuck yeah. Baseball, fuck yeah. NFL, fuck yeah. Rock and roll, fuck yeah. The internet, fuck yeah. Slavery, wait, what? Starbucks, fuck yeah. Disney World, fuck yeah. Porno, fuck yeah. Valium, fuck yeah. Reeboks, fuck yeah. Fake tits, fuck yeah. Sushi, fuck yeah. Taco Bell, fuck yeah. Rodeos, fuck yeah. Bed Bath Beyond, fuck yeah. Liberty, fuck yeah. Wax Lips, fuck yeah. Alamo, fuck yeah. Band-Aids, fuck yeah. Las Vegas, fuck yeah. Christmas, fuck yeah. Immigrants, fuck yeah. Popeye, fuck yeah. Democrats, fuck yeah. Republicans, yeah. Fuck yeah. Sportsmanship. Books. Fuck yeah. We need a Team America movie night. Yeah, we do. Damn right I'm doing the whole thing. Of course, we don't have to worry about the Krauts so much anymore. But we do have to worry about the other thing. The thing that I think Patton even warned people about. And it's a little story about how every man should have their right to their house, their cow and their car. You know, Coca-Cola, Atari. Yes, yes, yes. Teabag in Sahaba. That's right, that's right. This is a civil defense spot hit. And it goes a little bit like this. We're living in a country that's the finest place on earth, but some folks don't appreciate this land that gave them birth. I hear that up in Washington they're having an awful fuss, 'cause communists and spies were making monkeys out of us. The bureaus and departments have been busy night and day. They're figuring out just who gave our little secrets all away. And Congress had appointed a committee, and so they had said to find out who's American and who's a low-down red. They call him up to Washington to speak for Uncle Sam. But when they ask them what they are, they shut up like a clam. I wish they'd take and put me in the witness stand today, so I'd yell so loud old Stalin can hear me all the way. I'm no communist, and I'll let you know that right now. I believe a man should own his own house and car and cow. I like this private ownership, and I want to be left alone. Let the government run its business, and let me run my own. Our government is bigger than it ever was today. The more they hire to work for it, the more they have to pay. Our public servants should be proud and honest, would you think, instead of taking bribes and dressing up their wives in mink. The taxes keep on going up, of that there is no doubt, but still they can't take it in as fast as they dish it out. Our national debt's a monster size and growing every day. Our children's children still unborn are gonna have to pay. Our dollar used to be the soundest money on this earth, but now $2 won't even buy a good old dollar's worth. Unless we stop inflation and take care of what we got, the communists may win this fight and never fire a shot. But I'm no communist, and I'll tell you that right now. I believe a man should own his own house and car and cow. I like this private ownership, and I want to be left alone. Let the government run its business, and let me run my own. That's right. Hail to Mr. House Party 6. Fuck yeah. Welcome. Miss you, buddy. It's good to see you, sir. And for those that do want to support this little small business of entertainment that I'm still attempting to salvage, even though the vengeful YouTube corporations are all ahead. My PayPal is linked to the top, or depending on what version of YouTube you're using, the bottom of the chat. You'll see it before you. Amen. That's right. Hello, Timeless Night 306. Welcome, welcome. Speaking of songs about commies, I think I got this one here by Marty Robbins that I often play. I often play these because I have all of these basically on Radio 616 over there in Rumble when we can still play music because, you know, they don't care about copyrights, at least not yet. So here's another civil defense spot by none other than the man who brought us a lot of kick-ass gunslinger ballads, Marty Robbins. It goes a wee bit like this. Before we do that, though, all of Europe is now Little Iran, so I don't think the sheep and goats are the ones that should worry. I do enjoy sauerkraut for a colon cleanse, like Irish cabbage. 80 second. Bum 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 ba ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum bum ba da 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 dun da da dun. You came down to this southern town last summer to show the folks a brand new way of life. But all you've shown the folks round here is trouble, and you've only added misery to their strife. Your concern is not to help the people, and I'll say again, though it's been often said, your concern is just to bring discomfort, my friend, and your policy is just a little red. Now ain't I right, and ain't he right? It matters not how the people suffer, And should they you consider that again, you bring a lot of trouble to the town and then you leave. That's part of your communistic game. I detect a little communism. I can see it in the things you do. Communism, socialism, call it what you like. There's very little difference in the two. Now ain't I right? Ain't he right? Your followers sometimes have been a bearded, bathless bunch. There's even been a minister or two. A priest, a nun, a rabbi, and an educated man have listened and been taken in by you. The country's full of two-faced politicians who encourage you with words that go like this. Burn your draft card if you like it. It's good to disagree. That's a get-acquainted communistic kiss. Now ain't I right? Ain't I right? One politician said it would be nice to send some blood and help the enemy in Vietnam. That's what he says. Here's what I say. Let's just keep the blood. Instead, let's send that politician man. Let's rid the country of the politicians who coddle tramps that march out in our streets, protesting those who want to fight for freedom, my friend. The kind of leader makes our country weak. Now ain't I right? Ain't I right? Let's look and find the strong and able leaders. It's time we found out just how neighbors stand. If we're to win this war with communism, let's fight it here as well as Vietnam. Let's rise as one to meet our obligations, so communistic boots will never trot across the fields of freedom that were given to us with the blessing of our great almighty God. Across the fields of freedom that were given to us with the blessing of our great almighty God. This song was stuck in my head for a solid 24 hours after the last 6 and 6. It's catchy, ain't it? Clit liquor without liquor. I think he's right. That's right. That's right. I want to thank everybody again for hanging out with me today. You all have been fantastic. The problem with certain politicians is that when they get elected, they don't have any regard for U.S. citizens, only illegal immigrants, as well as Lang. Yes. Illegal immigrants. You know, we have it plastered on the base at Ellis Island. You know, bring us, you're hungry, you're sick, you're poor, right? America is a melting pot of all these different cultures and all these people that want to come here and chase the American dream. And everybody gets, you know, tits up. They get their tits in a tizzy whenever immigration is discussed. And the reason why is because, quite frankly, they immediately just go to buzzwords, or they get a case of the TDS, or they make a mountain out of a molehill. No, America thrives on immigration. It suffers for illegal immigration. That's the difference. Get your papers, get registered, become a citizen the right way, and there's no issue. There's never been an issue. It's people wanting to not to take the steps, the proper steps to become a sovereign citizen of the United States. That's the issue. That's the problem. That's been the core of this. Nothing more, nothing less. And the sooner people realize that before they go, oh, you're just talking about, but you want to build a wall, don't you? Or, racist, istophobe. No, just do it right. It's not hard. And I get that there's suffering throughout the world. Refugees, criminals, the oppressed, peasantries from countries that are being ran ass backwards. I get that. We all suffer. We all have varying degrees of suffering. Now, I know a lot of people will turn around and they'll say, Hey, you were born in America. You're playing life on easy mode. I was born in southern Ethiopia. I didn't get a chance to choose difficulty for my game of life. I get it. I get it. I was born out in Czechoslovakia, and the country dissolved into 4 other countries by my 10th birthday. And I don't have but a few scraps of clothing to my name. I get that. I get that. What about this guy that says that he got stranded in Antarctica? Okay, I made that last one up. But I understand that it's sometimes difficult. You just want to get away. And so your solution is to just, oh my God, I got to get into America by any means necessary. But what that does is it creates a strain on the very fabric of what this country is supposed to be working on. If you cross the borders in the dead of night and you sneak in, you don't have an ID, you don't have a social security number, there's no evidence of your existence in this country. That is known unknowns in the flow of the money and the flow of, who's doing what. It impedes investigations, both legal and civil. It creates a gap, an unidentifiable gap because of the lack of information. Now, I'm going to be the first person to tell you, I'm not going to be the guy that's going to say, hey, look, get yourself chipped or get yourself, in the system as quickly as possible or whatever. But people need to at least know your name, You need at least a social security number just in case you want to retire here, May not be a lot of stuff left in social security by the time folks like me retire, but people at least need to know your name. You need to be legal. You have to have papers. Because if you don't, it's just creating issues over here. Issues that will hurt you ultimately. This is a reason why agencies like ICE exist. They're not going in there and you're this and you're that. No. They're just the guys that go, does this guy have papers? If not, we're going to have to give you a ride. That's all. Oh, but they're all big guys and they're armed to the teeth and alligator Alcatraz and oh God. No. It's all fear-mongering created by propaganda. And I know that normally I don't get this political. I don't get this this kind of serious, but the American dream is one of the most solid foundings of inspiration for any person's life. And to come over here to pursue the American dream, I mean, look at a cornered animal isn't easy to deal with. Yeah, I'm not a hateful person. And I get that a cornered animal isn't easy to deal with, right? And anybody that gets into a corner. I was actually deprived of my property going to visit the Statue of Liberty as an American. You're not happy? Reese, what's going on? You got a story you want to tell? Dan Funk says, my parents had friends that had a 500-acre ranch near the Texas-Mexico border. We sat on the balcony of the ranch house just watching people across the ranch to the north. Oh, wow. That's fucked. What happened? Share what you want. You don't have to be, You don't have to go into too many details if you don't want to, but I'm sorry that happened to you. These days, there's so much anti-American sentiment that the American dream today is not to be an American. Ain't that the truth? There's countries out there that laugh at us. You go to all of the, the old countries, and and it's, and again, I'm not saying this out of hate. United States of America is one of the youngest countries on the planet. We are not even 300 years old yet as a nation. So when you go to all these other nations that have at least a millennium or more under their belt, yeah, they look down on us like old money looks down on new money, right? Oh, he won the lottery of sovereignty. Well, what family does he have in the estate? And so, we get, there's people in like high places. There's people in, in like nations, kings and prime ministers of old countries, very old countries, that look at everything that we do as, oh, it's just the growing pains of being a nation. This is your sink or swim, right? No. Reese says, it was a redneck carrying a pocket knife and not allowed to get on the tour boat. Wow. The ones who hate us really aren't doing well right now with their own shit. Hate is a strong word. Hate is a word that a lot of people have gotten so comfortable with, it's insane. I hear more people talking with hate in their heart than love in their heart, unfortunately. And that's what starts wars. That's what causes suffering to your fellow man. That's what causes suffering to yourself, this word, hate. And there's such a market for it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take another deep cut. I started this channel as to be a pop culture commentator and a pundit. I wanted to talk about movies. I wanted to, be part of an ever-growing community of people that, watch something that they grew up decades ago get ruined by the modern status quo and the oligarchs and the liberals and all this. I was jumping on an ever-increasing bandwagon, a massive, massive boat of whistleblowers, of people that just wanted to gather out of the stuff that they enjoyed being ran through the razors, ran through the razor wire over the minefields. And through thick and thin, through actions that I have both caused and actions that were brought upon me, I began to see a seedy underbelly. I began to see an aspect of business being perpetrated here. Anger is a farmable resource because we're all angry. Every one of us is angry. What they're doing to the stuff that we enjoyed. But as I sat here and I started to think about it, some advice started to ring true more than others. Example. Dungeons and Dragons. This is something that Doomcock has said before. Don't play D&D with the modern books if you don't like the modern books. Play a game at the table with the books that you grew up with, the stuff that you enjoy. This needs to start applying all across the board. We're not getting any younger, and people are going to do what they're going to do. As much as I hate to say it, we're creating an industry that's just as seedy as the industries around us. We're anger farming. We're turning into the things we hate. We may not see it like that because we're justified and we're right and we're angry. But these people that we're yelling about, these companies, Disney, Paramount, they're running a business off our anger. They're running a business off of our rage. I saw a theater shot, right? Let's just explain it like this. Gary on X posted a picture of an empty theater. He said, "Wow, look at this capacity crowd wanting to watch Mandalorian and Grogu." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "You're exactly right. The only people that are going to be in that theater are the occasional Disney kidults that actually genuinely enjoy the program, and people with their notepads ready to give this movie a scathing review on their YouTube channel." I didn't sugarcoat it. My friend Jeff Wyatt, when he went to go see, he took his date out to go see Madam Web. Empty theater. Besides two other people in that theater. And he looked down there and he said, "Let me guess, you guys are YouTubers." And they said, "Yep." Now, what kind of picture does that paint? That is a business run on anger. That is a business run on hate. People are hate watching this stuff. And the companies that are putting it out are getting paid for it. We're part of the problem. I know that he's no longer in respectable accounts on YouTube. But there used to be this guy by the name of Joe Vargas, aka Angry Joe. And he always had the saying, "Protest with your wallet. If you don't like it, don't give them any money." Don't give them any money. Period. Don't give them any money. That's all you got to do. Hell, Admiral Teague over there on the Rumble side. Good to see you. He says the theater was empty, but the studio bought some tickets. Isn't that crazy? But they got to fund their own. They got to fund their own profits. That's just embezzlement with extra steps right there. But hey, who's counting? People love to hate stuff. Make something good, and we will be joy watching. I get it. But if they don't change their ways, why should we perpetrate it? We are part of the perpetration. We are adding fuel to a never-ending fire. They're going to turn around. They're going to use what money that we put into it. The studio. Yeah, studio. Studio's benefiting. We don't benefit from it. We rip what little hair we got. Excuse me. We rip what little hair we got on top of our heads out watching this shit. Also, that we can yell about it on YouTube or on Rumble a little bit later on in the week. I know, there is a service. There is a service that is provided with that. Letting the masses know, hey, don't watch this. Yeah, I get that. But if it's something that you know is going to be bad, you don't need to be shelling out $14 a ticket to go see it for yourself and then have a scathing review written for it. There's no sense in that. Just say, hey, look, this looks like trash. Be your own judge and watch it if you want to, but don't waste your money. Because you're feeding the machine. You're feeding the very reason why they're going to continue churning out the slop. You may not see it, and you may think that it's just $14. There's a lot of content creators out there that are doing the exact same thing right now. It is a big boat that we're all on. A big boat. So why worry about it? That's why people listen to us. They only want to see the good movies. And this is the advice that I give to the people that want to listen to us. I'm going to take a notebook from DC again. I'm going to say, hey, look. Yeah, well, down here it's 14. There's no sense. Some people have more money than brains. I get it. But I sit here and I think about these things and I go, well, what do we do right? What can we do right that would be, oh, I'm not moving. Yeah, you don't want to come down here. It's fucking boring. And it's hot and it's full of skaters. And it's terrible. And sometimes you got to find the right places to get good food, but it just goes to show you that there's only one viable solution. It's a solution that has nipped me in the butt sometimes, but it also is a solution that I still genuinely want to pursue, and that's to be the solution. To entertain first. To try and provide some joy to the handful of people that listen to me. Instead of just bashing my head against the wall going, why in the fuck did I watch that? Why am I putting myself in my own personal agonizer for? Yeah? No sense in that. Life's too short to go and watch movies you don't want to watch. Life is too short to tune into shows that you don't want to watch. Life is too short to play games that you don't want to play, all for the sake of trying to whistleblow on what's going on when everybody and their mother's fucking doing it already. It's just no point in it. There's no point in it. Baxo J says, I totally agree. I like the first 2 seasons of Mando, but I completely lost interest. Why support it? Just to go and help their bottom line. Yeah. Skater on my Peter, whack it off. There's a skater on my Peter, whack it off. It's a sucking out the blood from my fucking tub tube. Skater on my Peter, whack it off. I finally remember watching wonderful old movies on Turner Classic and on my VCR alongside my parents. Best thing about whistling is you can quit at any time. That's right. We have a college here that has been buying up a lot of homes and land to increase their enrollment to make their profits increase. Oh, college-based gentrification. That's a new one. Oof. Mio Dio. All I know is, if I want to go and watch Star Trek, I'll go and I'll pop in my Star Trek that I like. TOS, TNG. First 3 movies. Right? If I want to watch Star Wars, I'll watch Star Wars. I'll watch Star Wars that I like. G.I. Joe, Transformers, He-Man. That stuff's there. I know that this new movie is really jangling the keys hardcore. Like, the key jangling for Masters of the Universe right now is so insane. It's not even funny. Oh, look at the set pieces. Look at the costumes. The one thing that turned me off more than anything was when Jared Leto started whistling through Skeletor's teeth. Now, I'm not expecting Alan Oppenheimer to reprise a vocal role when he's no longer with us. Okay? I'm not expecting Frank Langella to return and reprise the role of Skeletor just because he was that movie. But that whistly through the teeth line, just no, man, no, not for me. Even though you saw Ram Man, you saw Cringer, and you saw Battle Cat, and you saw how beautiful Grayskull looks, and you saw the spaceships and as well as the sorcery and the combat choreography, and this last trailer looks even better. They're actually taking notes on how to make a decent movie trailer again. But I've already made my mind up whenever I heard Leto's Skeletor. It's like, that would disengage me every time. I would get hyped up watching everything else. And then as soon as he opens that mouth, it disengages me. Yeah, sure, I could go watch the film. But I'm going to watch the film when it's no longer in theaters. And if I can get a copy of it, I'm not going to go and if there's something that I don't like about the movie trailer, then I'm not going to watch. I'm not going to watch a film. Like, I'm not going to go and be like, oh, let's go see how bad this is. Let's get a group of people together to talk about how bad this is. Well, so you all went and seen it? It's a catch-22. It's a sword of Damocles hanging over your head. You either A, watch it, you fuel the machine, you fund the machine. That's going to turn around and make something worse. Or something slightly better, but still pretty bad, just to get a panel together and to yell about it, or you don't watch it and you just say, "Hey, I've seen it," or pretend that you know all about it, or do some homework on some IMDb research so you got facts lined up and just to get a panel together and yell about it. And then if somebody finds out that you didn't seen it, you're going to look even worse. You're going to look like a damn fool. If you're not going to watch it, just say you're not going to watch it and go on with your day. Do something else. There's no sense in feeding the machine. Star Hiker says, AJ, she says, there's a reason I've pulled away from a lot of review content. It's exhausting. Variety shows like what you've done are a relief, entertainment-wise. Now, I'm not saying that everybody should, put on a song and dance, become the next Carol Burnett or Dr. Demento. I'm not saying that at all, because if that happens, then this will become run in the mill, right? but what I'm saying is if you're a video gamer and you want to play something classic, do that. If you want to talk about the stuff that you love, do that. Case in point, people like Richard Spake, he wants to get people together because of the stuff they love, not because of the stuff that they don't want to watch or hate. Is he going to be the next Mr. Beast? Is he going to be the next Gary Nerdrotic? No. I don't think anybody here is. Nobody's going to be the next Critical Drinker. Why? Because the boat is already thick. The way the YouTube algorithm is set up now is if you were able to catch an intrinsic niche to the point to where they think you're capitalizing off of it. They think that you're motivating yourself to chase virality to a certain point. That they will use you as a basis of comparison to the person that you looked up to or were inspired by to the point to where they will demonetize and in some cases even deplatform you. That is where we're at in 2026. That is where we're at. So you just need to do you. You need to play to your strengths. Do what you're good at and try to entertain people the best that you can. You'll have a group of ride or dies that'll be there for you for thick and thin. Like this is the Stark Week. It's going to be more than likely my last one. We're about halfway to what I need to consider doing this full time anymore. before I absolutely have to go back to a place where I'm going to be real with you. It's the place that got me into booze in the first place. That's where I'm at with it. It's fine. Because I've had a lot of time. I have had a hell of a lot of time to think. I reflect about these last couple of years, and you know, it is what it is. Dan Flunk says Tarleton just became a Division I school. They did beat the University of Texas 6-1 in baseball earlier than season. Warwavo says, I know I won't be the next AVGN. And shout out to those that try to be AVGN. Shout out to those who try to be Nostalgia Critic, to be Doug Walker. Doug Walker had a writer, and it was his brother. Doug Walker didn't come up with a lot of his jokes. That was his brother that did that. Did you know that? World's always going to look for more writers than they are going to look for frontmen. It's fact. I tell you, I like Doug Walker. I liked Nostalgia Critic, but he got old fast. Then he changed up his format and he started adding skits, and he started creating like the Nostalgiaverse, where he would bring other creators together. Long before Geeks and Gamers, long before Nerdrotic, long before Doomcock, long before RKO Outpost, long before any of these other creators, there was a review universe with a Nostalgia Critic. And each and every one of those creators in that troop, in that squad, had their strengths that played to a team. Now, 90% of those people later were outed out for being weirdos on the internet because, hey, you're in this business long enough, people are going to be like, oh, you must be a weirdo or something on the internet. So, yeah. I get this half-assed idea. I go, hey, man, Skeletor memes. Until we meet again memes. Didn't know that there was a guy already doing that. That's the only reason why I've learned what I've learned now. Check Bumble, says the Admiral. Uno moment. Oh, Admiral Teague with a very generous $5 Rumble rant says, I still love you. Thank you, sir. I am a weirdo on the fucking internet. Thank you so much for your support, Admiral. I'll go ahead and we'll add that to the ticker tonight. I got off on a rant of self-reflection. That's something new. And, is what it is. How you been, Admiral? How's life treating you? Did you have a good Memorial Day? Hope you did. I see people, and they say they try to make this holiday into something, not what it is. It's not. It is a holiday of reflection. It's also a holiday of remembrance. There is a solemn way to celebrate, quote unquote, Memorial Day, but there's a line you got to toe. You can't just be like, oh, it's a reason to get out and grill. Oh, it's an extra day off. Oh, that's not what this is at all. And you know that. And we all know that. That we wouldn't be here if we didn't know that. You worked on some electric content to stay out of trouble. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Right on. Right on. And your brain is broken. I edited all day. I'm slowly building my avatars. I got a series of different avatars and poses for my avatar for the one that I'm currently using with the Mr. House filter. And the reason why is because I'm going to be getting into some video essays, but I'm going to not talk about the things that I hate or the things that make me mad. I want to do some lore deep dives. I want to, bring some informational videos about the stuff that I enjoy, like Warhammer or Fallout. Just to have some good edited video content that's good content, and it's not driving this massive thing that we've gotten ourselves into, this shitstorm of a culture war. I like weird things like novelty music, like Dr. Demento, Weird Al Yankovic, Alan Sherman, Spike Jones, and the City Slickers. Yeah. I spent today with the wife's nephews, and we played some MLB baseball together. Right on. These are things that make us happy. These are things that bring us together because we're enjoying ourselves. And this is a better atmosphere than going, oh well, the stupid Yoda kid is beating on the back of a Boba Fett looking guy's head and telling him, oh my God, we're all, the things, there's things behind us, and or or how about Starfleet cadets swallowing communicators? Because everybody asked for that. Everybody asked for that. Oh, this is the metric for Starfleet now? No. Everybody and their mother's doing that. Everybody and their mother's yelling about it. Everybody and their mother's pissed about it. From the big dogs down. You got a guy who will put on a pair of sunglasses, use the same still image of him in that sunglasses with a bottle of Jack Daniels, get on there, pretend to be drunk, but could go on there and be like, oh yeah, this movie is short. We get it. We get it. There's no need. We get it. We have common sense. Or is common sense dead? Is common sense really dead? To the point to where we have to have a content creator tell us what we can and can't watch? No. We already know what we want to watch. We're all adults here. We're not stupid. We're not gonna be like, oh, I'll just watch any old thing. You missed that, Teague. I did the patent speech already. 25 years when your grandson is on your knee and he asks you, he says, hey, what did you do in the Great Culture War? You don't have to say, well, I shoveled shit in Louisiana. You can say I fought the same Star Trek with Admiralty. Yeah, I already did that speech. I did that earlier in the program. Sung a few songs. Like I said, this show is a little bit more serious and a little bit more heartfelt. It's not as goofy as I usually like to make these, but I figured, that's what, next Thursday's for. That's when we'll get back to the general tomfoolery and the order of the day for that. Common sense is no longer common, don't you know it? I guess you could call it horse sense, right? Like a horse sense. Legal or illegal, right? Depending on the weather tomorrow, we may ride the horses around the ranch and check fences and tanks for the cattle that can't be moved to new fields. Give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Good to see you, Jamie and Lynn Simmons. She says, we always love watching our shit. Not me, man. I upload a stream and then I let it ride. I still prefer to call it my spider sense, right? Have you played Atari today? I have. What game did you play today, Wallace? Can I guess? Have you ever played Lost Luggage on Atari? I know it was an arcade. It was an arcade game as well. But man, I had a copy of Lost Luggage for my Atari, and oh my god, that was a game that I would just pop in. You always had to avoid the black briefcases because it was a bomb. And if you touched black briefcases, it would just blow everything up. You had to let that fall while catching all the other briefcases coming down from the aircraft. That was a fun game. Lost Luggage was a fun game. Have you played any of like the Risque games, Wallace Lang? Did you get a rare copy of General Custer's Revenge? That's a fun one. General Custer's Revenge. If you ain't seen it, you should give it a chance. It's a damn good one. Space Invaders. I like the Atari version of Space Invaders. It obviously, if you're playing it on the 2600 and not the 7600 or the 7800, obviously the flow of the game would lag, and it would make it incredibly hard to get the last one. I forgot the name of it, but I know we have one dirty Atari game upstairs on the shelf. I'll take a pic of it later. Coolio, Custer's Last Stand, yeah. There's this kick-ass... there are a lot of kick-ass games on the Atari. There was this series where there was like 2 or 3 different level types, but they were all pretty much the same thing. Outlaw and Combat are the two that come to mind. Outlaw was a 2-player game. You'd have to have basically 2 sticks. You couldn't play it as 1 player unless you wanted to be really bored and just, blast a guy on the other side of the screen. But it was 2 outlaws in the street or a wagon train that you had to fight over. And then there was like in combat, there was aircraft, tank combat, and infantry combat. And it was just, it was kind of like competitive Pong. And instead of like, you guys just fighting to keep the stick, and, keep the ball in play, it was, just 2 guys blasting each other, 2 tanks blasting each other. It was kind of revolutionary because if there was clouds overhead in the aircraft level, you would disappear behind the clouds. So your opponent would have to gauge where you were whenever you were trying to shoot each other. Frogger is awesome. Frogger is one of those games that needs to have more than just those 3 different sets of road. There needs to be like an overhaul for Frogger. There needs to be like intersections. Can you imagine Frogger on a 4-way intersection? That would be fun. Frogger on a 4-way intersection. That would be pretty neat. And of course, if you're going to do Frogger on a 4-way intersection, you couldn't have it directly horizontal and vertical. You would have to have it as an X. And it would have to mostly be road so that you would inevitably have to cross the middle to get to the other side. But an intersection on Frogger would be awesome. Asteroids. Yes, Asteroids. Speaking of asteroids and isometric games from the 80s, from arcades that we love, Utopia Must Fall had this really awesome beta update. And since I got Admiral Teague here, I'm now thinking of Sean. I actually was able to install it because I figured out, again, it was another skill issue. I'm pretty bad at installing games because I've normally never been, so invested in PC interaction before with games until these last couple of years. And yeah, it's really fun. Utopia Must Fall is awesome. If you've not played it, we may do a gameplay stream of that. Rick plays Utopia Must Fall if I can get it over on the other computer. So that's a little bit more smooth because this one gets a little bogged down when I have it as well as the StreamYard up. Frogger taught children how to cross the streets safely. Oh, yeah. Because hopping along a road and watching for cars is real safe. Rip. Rip, rip. I'm kidding. And of course, you had the alligators and the logs too. You had to watch out for. Right now, I'm working on a review of a PS1 game called The Grand Stream Saga. Amazing soundtrack. Fun in the bun. I have to give that a chance. I'm like, when it comes to PS1 titles, that's one that I've missed. I tell you, PS1 had some of the best Galaga clones, not Galaga, R-Type and Gradius kind of like clones, where sideways spaceship combat, shooter. There is this one called was it Einhander? It was some German word, but it was basically you stole this prototype space fighter that could grab all these different weapons from a city on the moon, a secret base on the moon. And like the first level is this sprawling cyberpunk sky traffic super city. And you're just blasting through the local constabulary, like the amount of cop cars and stuff that are trying to like chase you. And the boss fights were all very Einhander. Yes, wherever you know it. Oh my God. That was a good one. That's one that I could go back and play over and over and over again because they knew how to make awesome stage bosses. Like when it came to like, oh, you could, like, oh. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That's fun. Guys, I will be right back. I'm going to hit the facilities, and when we get back, I guess we'll sing a few more American folk songs and continue to shoot the shit. But I owe Steph this at the very least. Hey, you want the turkey? First, you gotta fuck me.
Here I roll to meet the enemy, snug in my armor, to battle once more. Lock and load, let's put an end to it. Poor little warrior is weary. The city is rubble, there's fire in the sky. Always there's trouble, I never ask why. Forward to battle, to win or to die. I'm cute, but you will learn to fear me. Over oceans of blood and the fire of war, the white dove of peace flies in search of the shore. Each bullet fired only leads to one more. I warned them, but no one would hear me. I warned them, but no one could hear me.
Oh boy. Steffi yummers. Want the turkey? Oh God. You know, an entire season. Thank you so much for the like and love, Reese. Appreciate it. I turned around and I saw that on my screen. Yes. Want the turkey? First, you gotta fuck me. An entire season. And the only good part of an 8-episode season was a 20 minutes one spot segment with the damn dog. Amanda doesn't want the turkey. I get it. You don't want the turkey. But Steph wants the turkey. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, that chat that the legend had with him. And, you know, that did say a little bit about Homelander's character. You know what I mean? Like, it said a lot about Homelander's character, actually. About how he let him go. The writing room getting ended was fun, though. Yeah. Good to see you, Deej. How you doing? How you doing tonight? Good games last night. We played some cards late night. It's a lot of fun. Steph really wants the turkey. We are well aware. Steffi wants the turkey. You really want the turkey? First, you gotta fuck me. Tell ya, I can't wait to feed Homelander to Audrey. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Watching Margin Call. Interesting. Stuffing a turkey isn't new to me. Can't wait for it. Yeah, it's gonna be hilarious. If you want to watch The Boys, I guess the thing would be to actually read The Boys. If you're going to get some content with some content enjoyment from that universe, read the comics, because in the comics, A, they're a lot more brutal, and B, they're a hell of a lot less political. It actually goes deeper into the psyche of what somebody who isn't Superman would do if they had Superman's powers. Like, it's a commentary as to why the only person that should have Superman's powers is Superman, because we are all imperfect, selfish, greedy, narcissistic creatures whenever we get that powerful. Superheroes are more of a celebrity status thing rather than legitimate people that have been gifted with great powers and chase great responsibilities with it, Homelander was no exception. I love heavy metal. Don't get me started on heavy metal. I love reading heavy metal. I prefer reading the Silver Age comic books. Yes. Ha ha! Double entendre. Doggo should have had his happy ending. Hey, Harvey, did you get that thing I sent you? Mm-hmm. Well, guys, this has been a fun little show. I suppose we should sing a few more songs, and I think we'll cap it off at the 2-hour mark. So we're in about 19 minutes. Oh, hey, I bet! Lou Costello. See, everybody gets Abbott and Costello mixed up. They think Abbott is the guy that says, "Hey, Abbott," because it's a smaller name. I don't know. Get it? Happy ending. Yes, we get it. We know, geez. You want the turkey. Not all comics are written in the Stanford prison experiment mindset. Yeah. And Invincible obviously is the better commentary on superpowered people, because Nolan was an alien. He wasn't human, but he was obviously very much more from a society that's like the Saiyans, where might makes right, and they are conquerors, and they go from planet to planet and they take what they want, right? It's a little bit easier of a pill to swallow. Hell, Brightburn was an easier pill to swallow than some of the stuff they did in the boys show. That kid in Brightburn could probably whoop Homelander's ass. Everybody can whoop Homelander's ass. I saw this Devil Artemis clip with Jack Kermit looking at Homelander going, everybody is beating you. Metro Man, Mind Man. It just goes down this list. He's like, Goku, Superman, Batman, everybody is beating you. Yeah, Homelander's a joke. It's your channel, bro. I'm flattered for the comment reads. Listen, that's the whole point. I like reading comments. I like interacting with my chat. He is though, Steph. That's the whole point. It's the tale of it's like here's a guy, right? Here's a kid that grew up with no family, but he had like a big sandbox. He can be badass, but his motivations were less than domineering and more like coping. Homelander is one big cope. That's all he does is cope. Black Noir was the badass. Yes. Yes, Homelander does powerful stuff, but he doesn't do it for the sake of being powerful. He's doing it to compensate for his own mental inadequacies. Channels that don't read the chats are lame. This is correct. We know that it was you, Kevin. No. Dude, see, this is the thing. This is another like little gripe that I have from season 5. It's like, how did he get all the way to the end? And then that speech that John gives him, that little last sign off where he's just like, the only reason I haven't killed you is because I want you to know that deep down you are completely worthless. That ain't Homelander's MO. Homelander kept him around because he was convenient. The Deep was convenient. It is what it is. We got 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and start getting this bad boy rounded up. I want to give a special shout out to Admiral Teague for the $5 over there on the Green Machine spot. Thank you very much. And Sig Volleson for the generous $5 directly to PayPal. Thank you, sir. Hey there, Kishimala. Good to see you. Good to see you. Happy Memorial Day. I guess before we get to our final note, what did you do today? What did you do for Memorial Day, my friend? I want to know. There we go. There we go. You went to a Ren fair, he says. Went to a Ren fair. So you went to go pretend to live in a time when America had yet to exist in the old country. Ah, yes, Niter. The wonderful invention, this Niter. What is that over there? Is that some sort of trebuchet? No, 'tis a bombard, ladies. It uses niter. Warable says, on my way to bed, happy Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to you, sir. I hope that you enjoyed this little short and mostly serious program tonight. Ren fairs are fun. That says, I mean, it wasn't a LARP, or you didn't go there to LARP. You know, LARPers go to Ren fairs, whether it's a LARP or not, right? You could take the Ren fair out of a LARPer, but you can't take the LARP out of a Ren fair. Ren fairs are fun. I want to go to one in Shakopee, Minnesota at the end of the summer. Ooh. That sounds a lot of fun. You should check that out. Yeah. Just found out what a shokokus used to be called. Oh, and what is a shokokus? Curious said Alice as she plummeted down the rabbit hole. Do enlighten us. Wallace says, I used to chat with Lou Costello's daughter on both Facebook and YouTube years ago. Ooh. Shakopee. So not Shokopee, Shakopee. Shakaka. Shawshank Redemption. Chicago, you're out of there. I see. Chicago. Chicago. Chaka Khan. Bumblebee tuna. Yum, bumblebee tuna. I want my bumblebee tuna. Yum, bumblebee tuna. God, it's so delicious, bumblebee. The other name of the German candy. I see. So not Turkish delights. Well, occupied Turkish delights. I'll see myself out. Let's see here. All right. Well, this has been fun, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody for swinging by. We'll be doing something tomorrow of what I exactly do not know. But this has been fun in the bun. I hope that you guys had a wonderful Memorial Day. I want to give again a big shout out to those who have fought and have given their ultimate sacrifice for us to even have this thing for you all today. And yeah, I'm just going to take the rest of the night off and take it easy a little bit. There are going to be 3 more nights for Stark Week. That is going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, with Thursday being, and I say this not just doomsaying, but if things don't pan out like they're supposed to, it will be the last matinee for a while. But one step at a time. Alice says, thank you for a good show. Foxhill says, I'll be working tomorrow. I hope I need my pay. Just be careful. It's going to be raining. Thank you for adding for a while. It may be a while, and people may forget me. You know. But we're going to do what we're going to do. We're going to fight to the last, and we're going to hold the damn line. Hold the line, damn it! At any rate, that's 3 days from now, and anything can happen in 3 days. All right. Let's go ahead and do the national anthem as our send-off song, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this buddy up. No worries. I'm working under a new house, so you'll be dry regardless if it's raining. Yeah, no kidding. All right, then. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight All the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, a bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave, on the shore dimly seen through the mists of the deep, where the foe's haughty host in dread silence reposes. What is which that the breeze of the towering steep, as it fitfully blows, half conceals, half discloses? Now it catches the gleam of the morning's first beam, in full glory reflected, now shines in the stream. 'Tis the star-spangled banner, oh, long may it wave. Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. And where is that band who so vauntingly swore that the havoc of war and the battle's confusion a home and a country should leave us no more? Their blood washed out their foul footsteps on pollution. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. And the star-spangled banner in triumph doth wave. Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, thus be it ever, when free men shall stand between their loved homes and the war's desolation, blessed with victory and peace. May the heaven-rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must, when our cause it is just, and this be our motto: in our God is our trust. And the star-spangled banner and triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Good night, everyone. Happy Memorial Day. Good to see you, Scooby. Gonna be going back to the doctor. I've been praying for you. Just swing by to say hi. Hello, love. And thank you for leaving the like if you did. All right, everyone. Good night, America. And all the ships at sea.